We had football, volleyball, and soccer all on the road in Pac-12 play. We start out with the football team as our number 3 in the nation Utes traveled down to the city of Los Angeles to take on the 3-3 USC Trojans. The Utes were missing their leading tackler in Jared Norris, who had to sit out the game with an undisclosed injury. The football game started off with several big plays from Britton Covey, who had a career-high game, including this touchdown catch in the first quarter. Covey also came back with a monster punt return that set up the Utah offense at the 2-yard line for an easy touchdown. Covey finished the game with 7 receptions for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns, all of which are career highs for the young star. After jumping out to a 14-7 lead, the Trojans came roaring back into the game, led by senior quarterback Cody Kessler. The Trojans went on to score 3 unanswered touchdowns in the second quarter, extending their lead to 28-14. Their scoring spree was capped off by this huge interception return by Cameron Smith, who had a career-high 3 interceptions on the day. The Utes would come back with a field goal of their own right before the end of the first half of play to send the team into the locker room only trailing 28-17. In the second half, however, the USC talent was just too much for the Utes to overcome, as they went scoreless in the third quarter, and they were only able to add on a late-game touchdown that came by a career-long 66-yard reception by none other than Britton Covey. The Utes would go on to lose to USC by a score of 42-24. They look to bounce back this weekend as they take on the 2-5 Oregon State Beavers on Halloween. The volleyball team traveled down to Arizona over the weekend. Unfortunately, their trip was about as successful as the football team's. They would go on to lose to both Arizona and Arizona State in straight sets on both contests, extending their losing streak to 9 games. The soccer team made their final road trip of the year to Los Angeles to take on UCLA and the number 24 USC Trojans. They dropped both games 1-0.